If nothing changes in the next few years, you're going to wake up one morning and realize you were closer than you thought, but you didn't notice the signs. And that's the part that hurts later. Not the missed opportunities, the missed awareness. You're not broke. You're not reckless. But you don't feel safe either. You keep thinking, I should be further by now. Maybe you see people younger than you buying houses, or someone your age retiring early, and you wonder what you missed. Here's the thing, that thought is either completely wrong or painfully accurate. And you won't know which one until you see what I'm about to show you. Subscribe now. Not for motivation, not for hype, for awareness. Because what you're about to hear is the kind of thing people wish they had paid attention to before time made the decision for them. This isn't about what to do. It's about what to notice. There are 6 signs. Some show up before 40. Some only appear after. Most people misread them. They see them as evidence they're falling behind, when really they're evidence of exactly the opposite. One of them looks like failure, but it's actually protection. Another one feels like you're getting old, but it's leverage. I'll get to those. But first, let's start with the one that makes people uncomfortable. Sign 1, you're quietly harder to impress. You don't get excited by shiny opportunities anymore. Someone pitches you a can't-miss investment. Your gut says no before your brain even finishes the math. New cars don't move you. Flashy business ideas make you suspicious. You've seen enough next big things come and go. And that scares you a little because it feels like you're losing ambition. Like you're becoming cynical. Like you're settling. You're not. You're developing filters. That's what financially secure people have. Not confidence, not luck, not secret strategies. Filters. They don't chase. They screen. They don't get FOMO. They get clarity. And here's what nobody tells you. That shift doesn't come from success. It comes from surviving enough mistakes to recognize the pattern before it costs you. Most people never reach this stage. They just keep reacting. They're still chasing at 50. Still betting at 60. Still hoping something external will finally make them feel secure. But you stopped hoping for the lottery. You started building the floor. And that's not boring. That's dangerous in the best way. But here's the problem. This next sign feels like you're falling behind. It looks like stagnation from the outside. And if you're not careful, you'll talk yourself out of the exact thing that's protecting you. Sign 2, your life looks boring on the outside. You don't post much anymore. Your life doesn't look impressive in group chats. You're not announcing big wins or new ventures. Your Instagram is quiet. Your LinkedIn is fine. You're not the person people point to when they talk about crushing it. And sometimes late at night, you wonder if you messed up, if you played it too safe, if you should have taken that risk everyone else took, if you're becoming irrelevant. But behind the scenes, your bills get paid without panic. Your calendar has space in it. Your stress spikes are shorter and less frequent. You're not scrambling. You're not performing. You're just stable. That's not stagnation. That's stabilization. And most people never experience it because they confuse chaos with progress. They think if they're not stressed, they're not growing. If they're not hustling visibly, they're falling behind. If they're not posting wins, they're losing. But you know what financial security actually looks like in real time? It looks like nothing. No drama. No announcements. Just consistency nobody sees. The savings account that grows $500 a month without you thinking about it. The retirement account you haven't touched in 3 years because you don't need to. The emergency fund that exists so quietly you forget it's there. That's the gap between people who look successful and people who actually are. One group performs security. The other group lives it. Pause. If you clicked on this expecting stock tips or crypto plays or some shortcut to wealth, this might be uncomfortable. Good. Because shortcuts are why most people stay stuck. And this next sign is the one that separates people who build wealth from people who chase it forever. Sign 3, you think in years, not months. You don't ask, how fast can this pay off? You ask, what does this look like in 5 years? That shift is subtle, almost invisible, but it's the exact point where people stop gambling with time. You start choosing jobs differently, not based on who pays the most right now, but who offers the most stability, growth, or skill development over the long run. You save differently, not in bursts when you're motivated, but automatically whether you feel like it or not. You invest differently, even if it's just through something boring like Vanguard, Fidelity, or a basic retirement account. Nothing flashy. Nothing you can brag about at a dinner party. Just direction. And here's the part people miss. Compounding doesn't reward intensity. It rewards time. You can hustle for 6 months and burn out. Or you can build for 6 years and become untouchable. Most people pick the first option because it feels like progress. But you're starting to see that the people who win aren't the ones sprinting. They're the ones who never stopped walking. This is where most people click away. They want the hack, the trick, the thing they can do this weekend that changes everything by Monday. And it's exactly why they stay stuck. Because the next sign feels like weakness, but it's actually leverage. Sign 4, you've walked away from money before. You said no to something that paid well, but felt wrong. A job that drained you. A side hustle that stressed you out more than it paid you. A business idea that would have worked, but at a cost you weren't willing to pay. And you questioned yourself for it. You thought, am I being lazy? Am I making excuses? Did I just let fear win? Here's the truth no one says out loud. People who become financially secure are not the ones who chase every dollar. They're the ones who know which dollars cost too much. Not every opportunity is an opportunity. Some of them are traps disguised as progress. High-paying jobs that destroy your health. Businesses that work but kill your relationships. Investments that could pay off, but keep you up at night. And the people who figure this out early, they don't optimize for money. They optimize for sustainability. Because they've learned something most people refuse to accept. You can't build wealth if you keep breaking yourself to earn it. That discernment doesn't come from books. It doesn't come from gurus or courses. It comes from experience and regret. It comes from saying yes to the wrong thing once, paying the price, and deciding never again. That's not weakness. That's pattern recognition. And it's one of the most valuable skills you'll ever develop. If this feels uncomfortably accurate, leave a comment with just one word, seen. No explanation needed. You'll know why later. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. Because the next 2 signs are the ones people misread the most. Sign 5, you're slightly detached from urgency. Other people panic about the market, about layoffs, about inflation headlines, about AI taking jobs, about the economy collapsing. You notice them, but you don't spiral. Not because you're safe, not because you're rich, not because you have it all figured out, but because you've accepted something most people haven't. No one is coming to stabilize your life. No government, no company, no inheritance, no lucky break. It's on you. And weirdly, that realization is what makes you calm. Because once you stop waiting for external rescue, you stop living in reactive mode. You stop checking your portfolio every day. You stop refreshing the news hoping for good economic signs. You stop asking other people what you should do with your money. Not because you're confident, but because you've shifted your focus from things you can't control to things you can. You can't control the market, but you can control your savings rate. You can't control inflation, but you can control your spending habits. You can't control whether your company has layoffs, but you can control whether you have 6 months of runway when it happens. That acceptance is heavy, but it's also grounding. It's when people stop waiting and quietly start positioning. And here's what I've noticed. The people who feel the most secure aren't the ones with the most money. They're the ones who've built systems that don't require luck to keep working. They're not hoping for a promotion. They've automated their savings so it doesn't matter. They're not betting on crypto. They've diversified so one bad decision doesn't end them. They're not praying the economy holds. They've built margins so they can survive when it doesn't. That detachment from urgency? It's not apathy. It's preparation mistaken for calmness. Now listen carefully. Because this last sign is the one almost everyone misunderstands. It's the one that makes people think they're failing, when really they're right on track. And if you misread it, you'll panic and undo everything you've been building. Sign 6, you feel late but not lost. You think you should be further. That thought hits you randomly. Late at night when you can't sleep. In traffic on your commute. When you see someone younger doing better. When you scroll LinkedIn and see someone's promotion or exit or award. And for a moment you feel behind. Like you wasted time. Like you missed the window. Like everyone else figured it out and you're still catching up. But here's the thing. Underneath that fear, you still believe you'll figure it out. You're not giving up. You're not bitter. You're not blaming the system or your circumstances or bad luck. You're just recalibrating. That combination is rare. Feeling late and still oriented means you haven't given up. You've just stopped pretending. You've stopped pretending you have it all figured out. You stopped pretending the path is simple. You stopped pretending success looks like what Instagram says it should. And that honesty? That's usually the moment real financial security starts forming. Quietly, slowly, without applause. Because here's what no one tells you. The people who feel on track at 30 are often the ones panicking at 50. They peaked early. They stopped learning. They assumed the momentum would carry them. But the people who felt late at 30, they kept building. They stayed humble. They didn't coast. And by 50, they're the ones who actually made it because they never assumed they already had. Feeling late isn't failure. It's awareness. And awareness is the only thing that makes course correction possible. Most people are either delusional or defeated. You're neither. You see the gap, and you're still willing to close it. That's not a red flag. That's the entire game. What most people don't realize is this. Financial security doesn't arrive as money first. It arrives as behavior. The filters, the detachment, the long-term thinking, the ability to walk away, the calm under pressure, the self-awareness. That's the foundation. Money is just what gets built on top of it. And once you notice that shift, you start seeing why some people panic forever and others stabilize without anyone noticing. Because the ones who make it aren't the loudest. They're the most consistent. They're not chasing. They're compounding. And compounding doesn't care about your age. It cares about your behavior. The uncomfortable question isn't whether you'll be financially secure. It's whether you'll recognize it while it's happening or only in hindsight. Because most people don't see the signs. They're too busy comparing themselves to people who are performing success instead of building it. They're too distracted by what they don't have to notice what they're becoming. And by the time they realize they were on the right path, they've already talked themselves out of it. Stay here. This channel exists so you don't wake up one day realizing you ignored the signs that were already there. If this landed, hit like. If it made you think differently, leave a comment, even just one word. And subscribe. Not because I need the numbers, because you need the reminders. Because once you see this pattern, you can't unsee it. And that awareness, that's worth more than any strategy one could ever give you.